Today is March the 18th, and I'll call our emergency called City Council meeting to order. Good afternoon. We've called this meeting of the Mayor and City Council to update our citizens as to the city's response to the coronavirus and to reassure you that we are on top of the situation. A lot of us met last week. Our emergency responders, Tim and myself, and Tanner Hospital, our local county emergency responders, as long as our county commissioner, school board, and everything to talk about what was going to happen in this week. So I want to thank everybody that participated in that. I want to thank our police chief and our fire chief. Chief Bearden has really stayed on top of this for us, and I do appreciate it. As of midday today, the Georgia Department of Public Health has confirmed 197 cases in 28 counties. Now that's confirmed by the Georgia Department of Public Health. It has nothing to do with Tanner or any local hospital. Those are the numbers that come from the state. And I want to assure the citizens of Carrollton that we're in constant contact with our federal, state, and local governments as how to best contain the spread of the coronavirus and to protect and care for our citizens. As you know, President Trump has already declared a national public health emergency last Friday, and March the 13th, then Governor Kemp declared a state of health emergency the following day, which would have been March 14th. That covers the federal and the state. And then Commissioner Chair Michelle Morgan has similarly declared a public health emergency in Carroll County. And I've spoken with our city attorney, Chuck, about this, and he thinks, or he says, that we're now covered because the county has declared the emergency proclamation here in the county. As a result, all of Carroll County, including Carrollton and other municipalities, are eligible for federal and state emergency relief, and there's no need at this point for us to declare any separate state of emergency. I have understood that Governor Kemp was the first to apply for federal assistance. The state of Georgia was. So I commend them for what they've done. And also I want to thank our federal, for President Trump and our federal authorities that have kept us where we are. In addition to other government entities, we are also in constant contact with local health care providers, including Tanner Health System. This includes regular briefings as to actions being undertaken by the hospital and what we should expect moving forward as a community. We are following the federal and state guidelines and protocols with regard to the coronavirus and how to prevent its spread. Similarly, the Georgia Department of Public Health has a wealth of updated information on the coronavirus on its website, and that is dph.georgia.gov/NOVEL coronas. So make sure that if you have any questions or concerns, you can also look at that. We have done some things in the city to help the public spread of the virus. We have canceled all of our city recreation activities. We have done things. We have encouraged people to avoid events that now, for 10 or more people, we ask that you practice social distancing, and that's very hard for all of us because we're from the South. We're used to hugging people, and I know that's been hard for any of us. But let's try to remain healthy. And, a lot of us criticize we complain sometimes about social media, but in this case, I think social media has been one of our saving graces for our children who are out of school, for those that can work at home, and just getting out information on what to do. We are, as I said, following the federal and state guidelines. Wash your hands often with soap and water, at least for 20 seconds. And if you don't have soap and water, use alcohol-based hand sanitizer. And I thought it was very interesting, just a little side note, one of the distilleries for whiskey in Atlanta yesterday converted their whiskey manufacturing to hand sanitizer because they have the alcohol that's needed in hand sanitizer. So I thought, everybody's pitching in. Don't touch your eyes, your nose, or your mouth with unwashed hands. Avoid contact with people who are sick. And if you're sick, stay at home. And, of course, be especially protective of the elderly and chronically ill. I know our police department has a SNAP program, which is basically checks on citizens all through the community that are elderly, that might not have anybody to check on them, or either they have a debilitating sickness that would keep them from being able to get out, or some physical handicap, and I commend them. But, if you have an elderly neighbor, keep a check on them. Of course, as we've been taught now, to cough or sneeze into your elbow or in a tissue, and clean and disinfect frequently touched objects and surfaces. And I know we talked about this at City Hall last week. It's better if you use a spray on doorknobs and those kind of things, because if you use a wipe, you're just transferring it. Unless you use a wipe for every doorknob or every surface, you're just transferring germs from one place to the other. As far as restaurants and other public places are concerned, at this point we've received no state directive as to closing of non-essential businesses and restaurants or the imposition of curfews, and we will continue to follow the governor's lead in that regard. I know a lot of the restaurants in town are implementing things, maybe lowering their capacity. At one time, I had one restaurant owner who contacted me who said they had lowered the capacity in their restaurant to help control the crowd. They're seating people at every other table rather than at every table. A lot of restaurants now are offering curbside pickup, and a lot of the restaurants have drive-thrus. So I think it was really important, and I commend Governor Kemp for what he did yesterday in supporting the local businesses. He said they all ordered varsity. I think he was trying to make us feel bad that they had to eat varsity for lunch yesterday. But, those kind of things. We want to support our local businesses as much as possible in a safe manner. So if they have a drive-through, if it's food or whatever service it is, we want to keep our local businesses going as much as possible within our safety factors. The latest guidance from the governor is that we continue to support our local business, and we continue to work with them, and that's just what we're doing. And those things I just said previously, I hope you take to heart. Many of our retailers have online presence, so if you're concerned about visiting their stores, you might consider supporting them by buying something online. But above all else, stay calm and don't panic. It's very important to keep you informed, and please don't believe every rumor you hear. One of the rumors that we've heard is that there is a confirmed case in Carroll County that has not been confirmed yet. The reliable places to get information would be Tanner's Health System online. You can use their Facebook or their website, tanner.org.ncon, period. And please you can visit our city Facebook page. We will keep you as updated on that as possible. Similarly, the Georgia Department of Public Health has a wealth of updated information and already gave you that. But as your mayor, I assure you that we will remain constant contact with the federal and state and surrounding local government and with local and regional health care providers. We will continue to follow the guidance and protocol from experts in the field. We will keep you informed. We will keep you updated as to any changes in city policies or regulations. But most of all, we will be here with you every step of the way until this crisis is over. And at this time, I'm going to allow the council members, if they have anything they want to say, to feel free to say it at this time.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I would encourage everyone to stay as secluded as they can. There's I think, a false sense of security for some folks, and we really don't know what we're dealing with here yet. So while some age groups may or may not be as susceptible to catch this as others, they can still transmit it, and that's the idea behind closing the doors on everybody, and I would encourage folks to stay home as much as they can during this period until we get advised otherwise.
I'd just like to say that I appreciate all that's being done on behalf of us from a federal standpoint, from a state standpoint, and also from local leaders. I appreciate everyone's diligence about keeping their public safe on a local and state and federal level. And I think everybody's doing a great job. Thank you.
As a city, speaking for the city council and the mayor, and I believe the city manager as well, and department heads, I believe the city of Carrollton's doing everything that we're supposed to do and can do right now to limit the spread of the coronavirus here locally. But that said, we're also going to get back to normal just as soon as we possibly can. And I'm looking forward to that as much as everybody else. Thanks.
One other thing I'd like to mention, as you know, a lot of our students in the community depend on the school lunches to have food. Sunday we set up a temporary collection, and I want to thank the community for coming out and bringing food that can be delivered to these children. We have now opened, you can drop off food at any city or county fire station, and then this food will be taken to the schools so that, we don't know how long this is going to last. And, we want to make sure that our families and our communities are taken care of. So if you're able to assist in that, please do. I think the county took buses out on Monday and delivered the city schools. I'm not sure if they took buses out or not. I think they did, and then they have drop-off points, and they've really, when I spoke with Dr. Albertus on Monday, they're implementing their summer feeding program for the children in our community. I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everything that's been done. I know churches canceled services this weekend, and until we know how long this is going to last, there's just some questions that we can't answer. But I would just ask that we all do due diligence in protecting our citizens as much as we can by doing our part. If you have needs, we still are operating our drive-through. You can pay your water bill online. You can mail it in. If you need city response from any of the other departments, you can always call. They're willing to help you in any way possible. We'll all get through this together and hopefully come out a better community when it's all said and done. there any other comments you want to make? Okay.
Around our city, there are several little small pantries. I'm sure most of you have seen them. Just be aware if you go by one of those and it's empty, try to remember that the next time you go by to take something from home and put in there. Those really get taken advantage of, by people that are homeless or just having a temporary down on their luck. And I just wanted to encourage people to do that as well. Thank you.
Before we dismiss, Mr. Gruder, do you have something you want to say?
I just want to say I'm constantly impressed with our public safety people here. They know how to handle these situations, and they've known for a long time, and they've prepared for a long time. And so I just hope everybody takes comfort in that. We have very robust systems in place here. And again, all the staffing, there's staffing on top of staffing, there's redundancy on top of redundancy on equipment, and again, within public safety, they know how to handle these situations. So, in 8 or 10 weeks, we're going to look behind us and we'll be through this thing. I tell my kids when there's something they're afraid of, look past it. So I would say look past this, think what you're going to be doing in 3 months, not what you're worried about today. This thing is, I think our society is out in front on this thing and handling it the right way. And, the city's in great financial shape and, again, got great people that are operating our department. So we're here for you, and all your essential services will continue.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming, and as we've all said, we will keep you as informed as we are informed, and we will keep you updated. You can check on the website. You can check on Facebook, and hopefully in a few short weeks this will be all behind us and we can get on with what we know as normal lives. Thank you. No other items coming before this hearing. We're all dismissed.